Good morning. It is Tuesday, June 24th, and it's been a while since I've done a garden update. There's my lemon tree. It's now, probably going on about 3 foot tall. It's definitely grown a bit since I first planted it. The blueberries are, they're struggling. Soil's still not quite acidic enough despite my best efforts. But they're not dead yet. This was the potato box. I harvested about 16 or 17 pounds of potatoes earlier this week. Cut up the plants minus the roots, threw them in there just so that it could compost a little, and I will be planting sweet potatoes in this box very soon, probably this week. Let's see how things are going over in the big box. We've got several golden zucchini here, as you can see. Meanwhile, my Roma tomato plant is getting close to being ready. The tomatoes are still green, but there's a lot of tomatoes on there, as you can see. It's quite bushy. A little worried about airflow. Meanwhile, here in cherry tomato land, I don't know if you can see all these. Look at all these little babies we got here. Again, they're not quite red yet. They're not blushing yet. I guess you don't want to let them turn all the way red, but you do want them to at least blush. So they're getting there. I think they'll be ready any day now, but not quite. Meanwhile, lots of marigolds, lots and lots of sunflowers. We'll take a look at that in a minute. Our Black Beauty zucchini plant is still huge. It is still putting out fruit, although I've recently harvested quite a few. So there's a zucchini down there. But yeah, it's slowed down a little bit just because I think it's been harvested so much. I did not realize, so I let my cilantro, cool, there's a little butterfly there. I let my cilantro go to seed, or at least that's the idea. I've always enjoyed growing cilantro because I enjoy the flavor, but I've never gotten around to letting it go to seed to put out coriander seed, so we'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, I've actually never seen this either. Some of my broccoli is flowering. I already harvested the head, but I've got some side shoots, and it's putting out little flowers. I made a joke, I had my broccoli head, and I said, "Girl, I picked you flowers." Technically, broccoli is florets. They're not flowers yet, but now this one is, and that's amazing. More marigolds. I put a lot of marigolds around. My onions, I don't think are quite ready yet. Every time I pulled one up just to take a look at it, seemed like it wasn't quite ready. Still have a little bit of lettuce, although I think it's starting to bolt, so I don't know how long that's going to be good. Over here at the pumpkin patch, things are going crazy, and I've been constantly struggling to keep the plant on my side of the fence, but we've got some corn coming up. I did try to plant a few, may have been smothered by the pumpkins. I did try to plant a few more peanuts. Peanut seeds and peanuts are pretty much the same thing. And I think some of them did sprout, but I also think that they got overrun by the pumpkins because these have just grown so fast. I've not seen any baby squash yet, but you can see that flowers are starting to come up. So I imagine that we will soon have some fruit. Speaking of corn plants, we've definitely got silking and tasseling and what looks like sort of proto heads of corn here. Definitely feel some firmness there. So there's going to be at least a little bit of corn here. I have been picking my pickle bush cucumbers regularly. So there's probably not a whole lot of big ones. There's a little one there. But yeah, this plant is kind of sprawling all over the place. So I got to be a little careful about mowing, and I haven't really mowed back here. My pepper plants are starting to do pepper looking things. You can definitely see some little peppers and flowers on there. Meanwhile, the Rutgers tomato plant basically just fell over. All this rain we got just kind of overweight it. So I guess this probably isn't dead yet. I mean, obviously it's still doing the things, even though the stem's a bit worse for wear. So I probably need to try to prop this guy up. I've got this stick here. Maybe I can tie it to that and keep it staked. Got to be careful because it's going to want to try to break. And we've already had some breaks over here, as you can see. So I don't know if I'm pointing the camera the right place, but yeah, there's been some wackiness over here. Meanwhile, actually I guess I do have 2 peanut plants now. So I tried planting some of those peanut seeds, and that was just store-bought, unroasted, just unprocessed peanuts that you can get in a bag. And I think that's what sprouted there. So that's cool. Anyway, so I got to try to save my Rutgers plant. Lots and lots of cucumber flowers, which makes me think there's going to be lots of cucumbers. And the market moors are doing well now that I've replanted those. Oh, watermelons. Let's talk about watermelons. So I think that one there is probably about ready to harvest. It's about as big as it's ever going to get. It's got kind of a spot on the bottom. Vine hasn't quite turned brown yet, but I'm going to probably harvest it today. We've got another little one there, just for reference. There's my hand. So I'll give you a sense that right now it's about the size of a baseball, the little one, and the big one is about the size of a child's bowling ball. And they're sugar babies, so that's about right. And, you know, as I said, lots and lots and lots of sunflowers. We'll go ahead over here and take a look at this. Several of these are, I believe you can probably see, several of these are taller than I am. So we've got good 6, maybe some even going closer to 7 foot. And we got tons of bugs and pollinators and everything over here just enjoying it. We're gonna have a ton of sunflower seeds. Sorry, I can't keep the camera quite centered. But anyways, we're gonna have a ton of sunflower seeds here this season. So hopefully you can still see me. And anyways, that's my garden update. And I'll hit y'all back up in a couple of weeks.